Hello friends, I will be taking cholesterol metabolism to do. This is very important. Now, first of all, I will discuss the structure of cholesterol. This is very important. So you all know that cholesterol is a hydrophobic compound. It consists of four fused hydrocarbon rings, that is A, B, C, D, also known as steroid nucleus or cyclopentanoperhydrophenanthine nucleus. This is also known as cyclopentanoperhydrophenanthine nucleus. So this is ring A. It has hydroxyl group at third position. Then ring B has double bond at carbon between fifth and sixth position. It has two methyl groups at C10 and 13. It has an 8 carbon side chain attached to C17 of the D ring. Now this is the D ring. There is a side hydrocarbon chain at C17. So this is the general structure of steroid. You can number like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, like this: A, B, C, D. So this A, B, C is phenanthine ring and D is cyclopentane ring. That's why this whole ABCD is known as the steroid nucleus or the cyclopentanoperhydrophenanthine nucleus. So now again, this in the A ring there is hydroxyl group at third position. In B, the most important things which you need to remember in the structure of cholesterol is that there is a hydroxyl group at third position. Then at the fifth and sixth position of the B ring, there is a double bond. Then on 10th and 13th position, there is a methyl group. Then at carbon 17, there is a side chain. So it is a 27 carbon moiety. Cholesterol is a 27 carbon moiety. Then coming to the biomedical importance of cholesterol, cholesterol is present in tissues and in plasma either as free cholesterol or combined with a long chain fatty acid as cholesterol esters as a storage form in plasma. Both forms are transported in the lipoproteins. So you all know cholesterol is an amphipathic lipid and is an essential structural component of membranes where it is important for the maintenance of permeability as well as the fluidity and of the outer layer of plasma lipoproteins. Then cholesterol occurs in foods of animal origin such as egg yolk, meat, liver, brain, etc. Then it is synthesized in many tissues from acetyl-CoA and is the precursor of all other steroids in the body. This is very important. This acetyl-CoA is the precursor of all other steroids in the body, including corticosteroids, sex hormones, bile acids, vitamin D. So these are other steroids that are formed from cholesterol. So plasma LDL, it is the vehicle that supplies the cholesterol and the cholesterol esters to many tissues. So free cholesterol is removed from tissues by plasma high density lipoprotein and transported to the liver where it is eliminated from the body either unchanged or after conversion to bile acids in the process known as reverse cholesterol transport. So this is very important mechanism. So cholesterol is the major constituent of gallstones also. However, its chief role is in genesis of atherosclerosis of vital arteries, causing cerebrovascular, coronary, and peripheral vascular diseases. So now the biosynthesis of cholesterol. Cholesterol is synthesized from acetyl-CoA. So we can say acetyl-CoA is the source of all carbon atoms in cholesterol. Sources: cholesterol is derived from the diet, synthesis, and from the hydrolysis of the cholesterol esters. These are the sources of cholesterol. So more than half of the cholesterol of the body arises by synthesis, about 700 mg per day, and the remainder is by the average diet. And site of cholesterol biosynthesis is liver, intestine, adrenal cortex, and solar. Then all tissues contain dendritic cells are capable of cholesterol synthesis, levels in ER and the cytoplasmic components. compartments. So now these are the 5 basic steps for the synthesis of cholesterol. So as you all know that cholesterol is a 27 carbon compound consisting of 4 rings A, B, C, D and a side hydrocarbon chain. So it is synthesized cholesterol synthesized from acetyl-CoA that may be divided into 5 steps. So first is the formation of HMG-CoA, then mevalonate, sucranoate are formed, then valine and the cholesterol. These are the 5 steps, main steps of the synthesis of cholesterol which you need to remember. So now coming to the very first steps, that is the biosynthesis of mevalonate. So what happens in the acetyl-CoA, when two acetyl-CoA moiety condenses to form acetoacetyl-CoA in presence of thiolase enzyme, then so this takes place in the cytosol. Initially, two molecules of acetyl-CoA condenses to form acetyl-aceto-CoA catalyzed by the cytosolic thiolase. Then acetyl-CoA again condenses with another molecule of acetyl-CoA in presence of HMG-CoA synthase to form HMG-CoA. Then this is reduced to mevalonate by NADPH catalyzing reaction, that is enzyme, that is HMG-CoA reductase. This is the rate limiting of the committed step. We will be discussing this in regulation. Then the synthesis of mevalonate is the principal regulatory step in the pathway of cholesterol biosynthesis. The enzyme catalyzing this irreversible step, that is HMG-CoA reductase, it is an important control site in the cholesterol biosynthesis. This is the regulatory site of cholesterol biosynthesis and is the site of action of the most effective class of cholesterol drugs, the HMG-CoA reductase. Statins, as you all know, that they inhibit this HMG-CoA reductase. That's why they are helpful. They are all acting as lipid-lowering drugs. So statins, for example, atorvastatin, then simvastatin, lovastatin, all these are the drugs that inhibit this particular enzyme, HMG-CoA reductase enzyme, and this helps in the lowering the cholesterol level in the body. Then next is the formation of isoprenoid units. Then in this, mevalonate is phosphorylated sequentially by ATP by 3 kinases. Then so you just understand this thing that after decarboxylation and phosphorylation, mevalonate is converted to isoprenoid unit. So now mevalonate, it is a 6 moiety. After decarboxylation, after the removal of one carbon moiety, 5 carbon is remaining. So isoprenoid unit is formed. After decarboxylation, the active isoprenoid unit. So the active isoprenoid unit is known as isopentenyl diphosphate, that is formed. So this is the second step, that is after decarboxylation and phosphorylation, mevalonate is converted to isoprenoid unit. Then condensation of 6 isoprenoid units to form squalene. So these are the major steps in cholesterol biosynthesis. Now step 3 is the condensation of 6 isoprenoid units to form squalene, that is C30. Squalene is a 30 carbon moiety. So 2 isoprenoid units condenses to form 10 carbon geranyl pyrophosphate. So 2 isoprenoid units condenses to form 10 carbon geranyl pyrophosphate. Then this geranyl pyrophosphate combines with another isoprenoid units to form farnesyl pyrophosphate. So in this way, now this farnesyl pyrophosphate will be a 50 carbon moiety. Okay, two isoprenoid units for geranyl pyrophosphate, then geranyl pyrophosphate again one more isoprenoid unit to form 15 carbon farnesyl pyrophosphate, and finally the squalene, that is a 30 carbon moiety. So two molecules of farnesyl pyrophosphate condenses at the diphosphate end to form squalene, that is a 30 carbon moiety. And step 4 is the formation of lanosterol. So squalene can fold into structure that closely resembles the steroid nucleus. Before closure occurs, squalene is converted to squalene 2,3 epoxide by a dysfunction oxidase, that is 12 oxidase in the endoplasmic reticulum. Then what happens? The methyl group on C14 is transferred to the C13, and that from C8 to 14 as cyclization occurs, and this is catalyzed by oxidose-12 lanositol cyclase. So the newly formed cyclized structure is lamostrol. These are the steps when from squalene lamostrol is formed. It's the cyclical structure 12 to 30 carbon moiety. Then after this, now we have lamostrol, that is a intermediate which is formed between the squalene and the cholesterol. Then finally the formation of cholesterol. The formation of cholesterol from lamostrol takes place in the membrane of the ER and involves changes in the steroid nucleus and side chain. The methyl groups on C14 and C4 are removed to form 4-desmethyl lamostrol and then zymostrol. So the double bond at C8 and 9 is subsequently moved to 5 and 6 in the two steps forming desmostrol. So as you all know that there is a double bond at 5th and the 6th position of the B ring. Finally, the double bond of the side chain is reduced, producing the cholesterol. So this is how cholesterol is formed. Then this is also very important, regulation of cholesterol biosynthesis. So regulation of cholesterol synthesis is exerted near the beginning of the pathway at the end at the HMG-CoA reductase step. As I already told you, this is the rate limiting step in this pathway. So following mechanisms are involved at the regulatory step. Number one is the competitive inhibition, feedback inhibition, and covalent modification, the role of different hormones, and steroid-mediated transcription. These are the four types of regulations which are taking place in the cholesterol biosynthesis. First of all is the competitive inhibition. As you all know that statins are the reversible competitive inhibitors of HMG-CoA reductase. So they are used to decrease the plasma cholesterol levels in the patients of hypercholesterolemia. Then next is the feedback inhibition. So HMG-CoA reductase is inhibited by mevalonate and the cholesterol. So over here in the feedback inhibition is taking place. So this enzyme is inhibited by mevalonate and cholesterol. So mevalonate, that you a product of reductase reduction, whereas cholesterol is the ultimate product of the reaction pathway. So this is the feedback inhibition. Then covalent modification. So short-term regulation is by the covalent modification of the enzyme. So role of hormones. As you all know, phosphorylation decreases the activity of reductase. So glucagon favors formation of active form, hence decreases the rate of cholesterol synthesis. In contrast, insulin favors formation of active form of HMG-CoA reductase and results in an increase in the rate of cholesterol synthesis. So cholesterol synthesis is the eating level is low, and insulin and thyroid decreases activity of HMG-CoA reductase. And lastly is the steroid-mediated regulation of transcription. So what happens in this? The synthesis of cholesterol is also regulated by the amount of cholesterol taken up by the cells during lipoprotein metabolism. Chylomicron remnants internalized by the liver cells and LDL internalized by the liver cells and the peripheral tissues provide cholesterol, which causes decreased transcription of the reductase gene, leading to a decreased cholesterol synthesis. The rate of synthesis of productive amine is controlled by the steroid regulatory element by protein. This is SRE. This is a regulatory protein. So this transcription factor binds to a short DNA sequence called the steroid regulatory element, that is the SRE, on the phi side of the reductase gene. So in its inactive state, this SRE anchor to the anterior membrane. So when cholesterol level fall, the protein is released. The released protein migrates to the nucleus and binds the SRE of the HMG-CoA reductase gene to enhance the transcription. So when cholesterol rises, the proteolytic release of REBT is blocked and the SRE in the nucleus is rapidly degraded. So I've taken help of Harper to make this PowerPoint. If you like this video, then please let me know.